Right, hello everyone. This is Creator in Residence stream number 3 with. Whoops. Hang on. Which one's playing? Whoops. There we go. Forgot to turn the. Right, so I'll do that again. So, hello everyone. This is Creator in Residence stream number 3 with Curoy.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, that was Curoy. And
Yeah.
today we are going to take a look at normal maps and basically is normal maps in Marvelous Designer and a couple of other
Yeah.
programs.
3D apps, 2D apps like Photoshop, and everything you want to know about normal maps. Maybe we can export a simple mesh to IMVU Studio and show how the normal maps changes everything, right?
Yes. Yep, right. All right, then we'll take it away, Curoy.
Okay, so nice to have you guys here again. And yeah, as we said before, we are going to introduce normal maps today. And well, without any further ado, let's begin with Marvel's Designer. Um, in Marvel's Designer, normal maps are just limited, right? As you maybe saw this in a previous live stream, we made themes, right? And we exported this and showed you how normal maps look. But maybe let's just return to the previous model, and I will just quickly show you how to export normal maps from this t-shirt. Just quick info for the people that don't know what normal maps are, right? What normal map is. It's just something like height map, right? Because height map shows you depth of the texture, but normal maps shows you angle, right? So the light reflects from the angle and so shows something like depth to the texture, but without any cost for the game engine, right? So you don't have to have high poly mesh to show some better details on a flat surface.
Yeah, so it's height map plus plus.
Something like this. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have angles, right,
Yes.
in a normal map, and it's better in my opinion.
Yes.
But yeah, as we know, IMView uses normal maps, not height maps.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have the previous t-shirt or the previous top with the textures, right, applied, and we also added the stitches last time, as you can see. And we want to just export this as a normal map, as a texture. It's up to you. But today we are just covering normal maps. So let me just quickly show you how normal maps are made in Marvel's Designer. And we will try to show you everything we know about this. Okay, so export obj selected. And let me just name it like, I don't know, test 3, save. And yeah, we have the properties of the exporting obj. So all patterns, and we are not exporting. Are we exporting? No, we are not exporting the themes, right? But we want to export normal map. So just hit OK, and it will create normal map for this mesh in a second. Okay, let me just quickly jump to the folder. And as you can see, we have diffuse map, right?
Yeah.
And we have normal map. It doesn't look outstanding, right? It's just simple normal map because the mesh is flat, right? There is nothing to scan and create bumps, heights, lows in the map.
So
But we
in
have themes.
so that's a normal map of the fabric then.
of the fabric and mesh itself, because the mesh is flat, right?
Right. Okay. All right. So no folds or
Yeah.
right.
But there is one trick to make it better. But you need to have your normal map made, let's say, for the fabric. If we have normal map for the fabric, we can import normal map into Marvelous Designer. So let me just quickly show you. This is texture slot for the texture we used last time.
Yeah.
We can also import normal map here. So just choose whatever normal map you have. Let me just check. Yes, I have normal map for the texture. This is texture named 2, and this is the normal map for texture named 2. So if we now export the same mesh with normal map for the texture, let me just quickly export, and I think we can name it like this, or maybe let's name it okay, TS4, and save, and everything remains the same. Exporting, and it should be almost, yes, it's done. So let me just quickly show you. Now we have the normal map of the texture, right? Let me just quickly compare. This is a normal map without the texture,
Right.
And this is with the texture and normal map of the texture. I know I'm repeating myself, but
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. But the higher resolution, the better quality of the export, right? So
Yes.
this is only 512 x 512. So
yeah. So yeah, relative to, I mean, obviously relative to the example of what we're doing right now, you can kind of see it, but obviously you would do your UV layout and all that sort of stuff. Oh, right. Yes, you do your UV layout properly, and you'd get better resolution.
Of course, as I said, I
Yeah.
usually just export one from
Yes.
each texture, right? And you
Yeah.
get a sharper, crisper result of the texture itself, and of course normal map and whatever else you exporting.
Yes.
And if you use one tip, if you use Marvelous Designer and want to export seams as normal map, don't forget to go to top stitch and choose your top stitch and select is as texture, right? Texture, and choose, or you can also choose normal map for the stitches.
So what's the difference then between exporting the stitches and things like that as, so is it making the normal map from the mesh of the stitches?
It's gonna, when you export this as OBJ,
right?
Let me just check if I can show you something. And if I want to export this as OBJ, and let's name it 5, save, and then we have to select top stitch here because we are exporting this as OBJ.
Yeah.
And everything is the same, normal map, okay. And now, okay, so do we have the file here? Let me just check. This is experiment, so I'm not sure if it's gonna work. Oh, yeah, okay, we have this, and yes, OBJ. Let me just try to open it in a stager.
Yeah.
And we might see the stitches in 3D. So when you choose export, do I see the file? Yes, there is. Okay, so now I exported the mesh with stitches as OBJ. And do you see this difference?
Yeah, so they're actual mesh components.
This is mesh and this is high poly mesh.
Yeah.
You can choose this option if you want to, let's say, bake textures based on the high poly mesh.
Yeah.
But don't use this method when you want to import this mesh into IMVU, because it's gonna
Kill it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, let me just check, and it's 161 meg 63, and without the stitches is only 135 kilobits, right? So
Yeah.
there is huge difference between those two files, and it's only stitches, right? And
Yeah.
it's not completed stitches, just
So
half
if
of
you were
the mesh.
wanting to make make a normal map from the 3D mesh itself, you would have to do what you've done. Export the object with the detail included in the mesh.
Yes, you can try to do this like this, or you can just as I exported this file. Let me just don't save. Export this as let me return here as a texture, and then it will create texture something like this, right? So the
Yeah.
stitches are here,
Yeah.
and they are 2D, so they are not gonna be heavy, right?
Yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah.
And if you import this texture into IMVU Studio as a normal map, it's gonna show you the stitches looking almost like 3D, right?
Yeah.
So that's the advantage of the normal map. Yeah, if you use them, and I recommend using them. As you can see, the difference in file size are huge.
Yeah.
Okay, just let me just remove all those files that we don't need. Let me just leave it here. Okay, it's okay. And when it comes to Marvelous Designer, I think that would be all. If you want to use the normal maps here and make normal maps. I usually don't make normal maps in Marvelous Designer, because you have better apps to use.
Right.
And they create 10 times better results when it comes to texture and 3D object itself
Right.
as Substance Painter. But maybe we will go to the Substance Painter as last of our applications today.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of options. There are a lot of options in there. So okay, so let's not save it. And there are a lot of free standalone programs, applications that you can generate normal maps from your texture. So let's imagine that you created your texture. Do I have any texture here? Or maybe we can create texture from this, right? I mean, normal map. So okay, let's use this file maybe for now. And there is a app called Crazy Bump. Let me just run it. It's free, but it's demo version. So I think you can use it without any limitations, as far as I know. So yeah, you open your file. Let me just find IMVU tutorial 3. Okay, and you choose which one you prefer, which shape is the better for you, right? So you have something like inside and outside mesh. So okay, and the map is automatically created in front of you, and you can change the values, right, of the. It's gonna take a while. The values of the normal map here. So the name is Crazy Bump if you want to use it. It doesn't require any 3D app to use. Okay, so let's say you are satisfied with this normal map, you just save it, save the file, and you name it as you prefer. I recommend saving normal maps as PNG format because you won't have any artifacts like in a JPEG file. I don't know how it's about other opinion, but in my opinion, it's better, right?
Well, yeah, you want to be using either a lossless compressed format or a format that doesn't compress. I mean, generally that'll be Targa RAW, TGA RAW, or TIFF or bitmap.
So let's just quickly compare. This is Marvelous Designer, and this is what was the name of it?
Crazy Bump. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the difference between those two applications. It's good, good difference, right? Good to show some such difference. Okay, another is version of the program is Awesome Bump. Almost the same name, but I personally don't use it because there is a lot of steps to create a normal map here.
Yeah.
But let me just quickly import. Can we import something different? Let's import bricks, right? This one, and can I turn it off? Okay. And enable preview, convert, and we should have normal map in a second. Okay, yes. And we have normal map, right? Created in front of you. It's on the right side. The texture is seamless, so you can, as you can see, and it's quite easy app to use, but
don't. Yeah, in terms of showing the principle of just dropping an image in, that's fine, but don't create your normal maps that way. If you're just dropping a photo in, Hannah, I'm just trying to find, because the way that the normal map programs work, it's interpreting color as tonal values, and it doesn't understand. Where is that? Oh, there we go. How not to make normal maps. I wrote this a long time ago, but it's still relevant and valid.
Yeah, there is another app that follows similar steps, but I think it's better because you firstly drop your image. Let me just quickly find this desktop tutorial 3. Okay, so you firstly create height map, right? So you press create, and it creates height map. So without any color, press create, set as height map, and then based on the height map, you can create your normal map. So it's a different approach than other programs, as you mentioned, don't create from the diffuse map, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it just diffuse map is our source, but then we go to height map, then we have grayscale, right?
Yes.
We don't have colors. You can play with the settings, right? Details, everything you prefer. So there is a lot of options here to choose. Let's say create, set as height map again, and then you create your normal map. So this is the normal map is based on the height map, not diffuse map.
Yes.
So this is I think this is better approach to normal maps, as it's not that as you said, based on the color, right?
Yes.
And you can show full material, and you can see how it looks in 3D, right? So that there's huge difference between flat surface and so much details you can use, and it's awesome that such technology exists at the moment. And as I said, it doesn't cost anything for the game engine to just render this.
Yes.
And this is just flat plane, right? So you don't have many vertices here. It depends on you, of course, but imagine creating something like this in 3D when you create not only clothing, but let's say rooms for IMVU or different kind of, I don't know, what else can you create? Objects, furniture, accessories.
Yes. So you're basically creating surface quality. So
Yeah.
like wood
So
texture, brick texture, fabric texture. Yes, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so you can create flat, let's say, bracelet and make it look like 3D by using normal map, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to those applications, I think that's all. We can jump into Photoshop in a second. Are you still searching for this?
No, I've posted it in chat. So.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think we can quickly jump into Photoshop and then we will go to Substance Painter because this is the most powerful um, program when it comes to creating normal maps, not only normal maps. So let me just quickly open Photoshop. Well, Photoshop is, I think the 3D options in Photoshop are just legacy, right? It's not on, not updated version of the
Right.
3D tools, but you basically create normal maps based on the image itself. But you can play, and as you can see, you can use the black and white or grayscale image, right? It's better to use it, not colors. And you go to filter 3D, and you can create bump maps, but we don't need those. Generate normal map. Just press and give it a second. Okay, as you can see, we have.
All right. Gives you a preview.
Yeah, this is a small preview. It lags a bit. It's not you. It's just Photoshop.
Yeah, no worries.
We can't do anything. I think we can't do anything about it. And we have this preview here. Do we have? Okay, we can invert height, and there is one drawback. I'm not sure if this is also in all the older versions of Photoshop when you generate the texture. Normal map, as you can see, it glitches, right?
Ooh.
It doesn't
Yeah.
look good. Of course, when you save this, let me just quickly save as an normal map and to our folder. And let's go to PNG. Oh, you can save it as WebP. This is the lossless format, but it doesn't work on IMVU at the moment.
Yeah.
This is great format, but it's relatively new, and yeah, not for IMVU at the moment. Maybe in the future. Okay,
Unequal.
yes.
You mean the normal map feature's been discontinued from Photoshop? Unequal.
Yeah, every feature, every 3D feature
Oh,
was
okay.
discontinued. Just let me quickly show you. Okay, so we created the normal map, right? And it doesn't look that bad, but when it comes to the glitch, you can get rid of this glitch because it's confusing and it doesn't look good. You can go to preferences, technology previews, and check the activate native canvas, this option. Press OK, close Photoshop, and let's restart this Photoshop. Let's just wait for a second. And it should be now working again without any glitches. But we have to generate the normal map one more time. So filter, 3D, normal map. Okay. And press OK and it works.
Ah.
Right. So this is some kind of tip when if you use only Photoshop and you are tired of the glitch, just go to edit, parenthesis, technology preview, and just check this box, deactivate native canvas,
Right.
It must be checked, and you will just get rid of the glitch. And yeah, as we mentioned, just use the grayscale of the texture if you want to create normal maps based on the texture. All right, so when it comes to Photoshop, I think that's everything we want to cover there. So we can quickly jump to Substance Painter. Now we will have more to talk about creating maps, normal maps. If we still have time, we can create something like Shyness maps, right? I'm not sure if we want to cover this today.
Well, we're 30 minutes in, so I mean, we've got 30 minutes at least.
Oh, I was too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as I said, there is not some applications like Marvelous Designer. There are not a lot of features, right, to generate to create normal maps.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
because it's more 3D meshes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's import, let's say this one. Okay, OpenGL, yep. So we have a very simple flat 2D.
Is that an object, an OBJ?
This is OBJ, yes.
Right.
I always use OBJs because well, I don't use FBX because because of the problems in 3D Studio Max.
Glitchy, yeah.
Yeah. So not yet, maybe in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay, so we have the simple Bandu. Let's call it Bandu, right? And okay. So what can I do with this one? Let me just quickly find that texture. What was the name of the texture? Or maybe not. Firstly, I would like to just tell you something about the features of the substance, and maybe then we will create a texture and import the texture to IMVU Studio. That would be better approach, and it will just take more time. So, okay. So if you want to create, let's say, normal map, and let me just quickly drag and drop some texture, just simple texture, maybe this one, right?
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice, and it already looks like it's bumpy a bit, but it's not. It's flat. It doesn't have normal map yet, but I will try to apply something. So let's just create a new fill layer. So this is another layer of the here on the layers menu, and I want to create black mask. And on this black mask, I want to add fill. Yes. And not fill, sorry. Wrong. Not fill, but add paint. So yeah, I can paint on the texture now. But it doesn't do anything here yet. Let me just quickly return and turn off everything except height and move this, let's say, over here. And this will create something like indent in our mesh when we start drawing in a second. Oh, as you can see.
Oh. So it's sculpting, for want of a better way of.
Yes, I mean you can call it sculpting,
Yeah.
but you are using your flat mesh, right? Let me just show you.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the geometry of the mesh.
Yeah.
It only draws the images and well, anything you want to draw, right? You can draw stitches here. Let me just quickly move here and let's just make it smaller. So I'm not using my tablet.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
It won't look so good
No
as
worries.
it could.
That's a beginner seamstress.
Yeah. And let's just do something. Okay, no, I went too far. So, but you can create some I don't know, lines like this, triangles, anything you
So the
prefer.
resolution is dependent on the texture that's mapped to the object.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. I use standard resolution for IMVU. I'm not sure if you can go 1K at the moment.
You mean higher than 512?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no. As well, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, as I thought so. So yeah. But as you can see, you can create. Let me just
Well,
switch to that
if you
one.
use 512 by 512 in Studio, I think those are previewed 512 by 512 in desktop
Mm-hmm.
beta, but in Classic, I think they're rescaled. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I think Classic doesn't use the
No, the
512.
largest is 512 in one. You know, it's 512 by 256 or 256 by
Mm-hmm.
512. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's just say you have this amazing texture, and you can return to the fill layer, to this transparent box, and play with this feature to make it just pop out,
Oh,
right?
right.
You don't have to create everything from scratch. When you have the texture, you can make it like this. So
Interesting. Yeah.
it's a very nice feature when it
Yeah.
comes to the substance painter. As we said, it looks like sculpting, but it
Yes.
creates it's just playing with normal maps, right?
Yes.
Um, what else can I show you here? Well, um, it's not. I mean, you can use this feature for IMVU. I haven't used this one yet, but this is on the right side of the layers. You have texture set settings, and you can, if you go down, bake mesh maps. And if you click this one, you can bake texture here, and you can import your high poly mesh.
Oh.
So if you have like very high quality mesh
Yeah.
and your low poly mesh, you can import your low poly here and high poly mesh here. Let's say I don't
Hmm.
have high poly mesh,
Yeah.
unfortunately, of this one, and it will create every kind of map. As you see, you can create height, opacities, bend normals, thickness, normals, of course,
Yeah.
based on the high poly mesh, and it will bake the texture into low poly mesh. So
Huh.
this is nice feature, but I don't know. Maybe some people will use it for IMVU. We will see.
Well,
I have
what
to say.
we can use normal and opacity. That's about as much as we could use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could use ambient occlusion, but that would be you would use that as part of your diffuse
Mm-hmm.
shading or whatever. But yeah,
You can try this one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. We don't need IDs, workspace normals. Well, and you can just let me just check. Yep. And if you use you can use Cage. Cage
yeah,
is just based for the high poly mesh and low poly mesh, right?
yeah.
So and you can just bake select it, and it will be create quickly
That
all
was
the
quick.
maps yeah, all the maps you wanted to create,
Yeah.
as you can see. If you use them, if you need them, you can use this feature. As I said, I haven't used this feature before, but it might come handy in the future because iView constantly adds new features,
New
right?
maps. Yeah.
The new maps, yeah. So this might come in handy in the nearest future.
Speaking of which, actually, I was just going to say iridescence maps. But iridescence is not a map. It's based on it uses one of the existing maps, but it's just grayscale, and it just applies that clever math to make the the
Hmm.
rainbow iridescent effect.
Yep,
But I was just
exactly.
about to say, how would you create something like that? But then, of course, we're not actually using iridescence maps. It's just an effect that's based on one of the existing maps.
Hmm. So yeah, it just computes, right, the
Yes.
effects.
Yeah.
It's not the texture itself, it's just a
Yeah.
game engine, right?
Yes.
Yep, exactly. You can create such a texture in Marvel Designer and then import this texture into IMVU and then apply iridescence. I think I showed you the mesh, the holo dress I created in the past.
Did we? I can't remember.
Maybe I didn't. Let me just run the studio and check it, because I don't have this map here. Okay. Oh, it's here. Okay. Let's just wait a second. Okay. So as you can
Oh
see,
no, I don't remember seeing that. No. Oh, okay.
maybe I
Yes. So
didn't show this.
yes.
So my mistake.
No, that's all
Sorry.
right. Yes. So that
As you can
is.
see, it
Yeah.
this texture was created in my Substance Painter, and then I applied iridescence, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I have Shyness here because you need Shyness. I
Yeah.
think you need Shyness to use iridescence. Let me turn off this. It's only for the top. So okay, as you can see, it's
It's
it
okay, but
doesn't.
it's flattens
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
I mean, it's good for a classic client, but not for
Yes.
studio, right? I mean, it's not bad for studio, but it doesn't use the iridescence. Just to show what you just said, let me just pick a different texture for this one, but with iridescence on. Let's go with white one. Let me just quickly find. I have too many files here.
Yeah. Creator's curse. Too many files.
Well, I have on a different disks and yeah, storages. Let me just find holo dress. Oh, holo outfit, and here is just white. I mean, with the textures with shadows only, right?
Yes.
And let me preview this with iridescence on. As you can see,
Ah, it looks
right?
like silver. Yeah,
Yeah,
quicksilver.
and still there is just almost white texture,
Yeah.
right? We can even go further and apply white texture. Do I have white texture? Okay, let's just go with this one and see what is the result of the texture. And
Yeah, it's done it. Yeah.
yeah, it's done. Yeah, so it doesn't look bad. Of course, we have Shyness here.
Yes.
So let me just quickly do another experiment. Oh, replace file. Yeah, why not? I'm not gonna save it. Oh,
Ooh.
okay. It looks even weirder. So
Yeah,
I
that's
I haven't seen this effect before. So
yeah, no, that's the Terminator, you know, the silver
yeah,
robot
yeah,
Terminator.
Quicksilver or something like
Yes,
this.
that's yeah.
You can of course lower the effect of iridescence and just some different
Yes.
colors. It doesn't look bad at all.
No.
So yeah, this is the iridescence feature connected with different kind of texture. Oh, it was good to learn something like this, right?
Yes.
And as you can see, I have normal map here applied, right? So you can
Yes.
see the wrinkles here,
Yeah.
and this is only flat surface, so it looks quite nice when it comes to IMVU.
Yes.
All right, so let's quickly return to the done save. Let's quickly return to Substance Painter and to our amazing mesh. All right. So what else can we apply? We can go to the this is textures.
So
You can
question
yeah,
for you then.
of course.
Based on, so looking at the project that you just had open in Studio, so how would you go around doing something like PVC or, something like that, a fabric like that? Because you don't want to include shadows and shading. So you can do that in Substance Painter, I'm assuming.
Of course, without any problems. Like, just let me turn this off and create another fill layer, and we have PVC here. Do we have here? No. Okay, it's just plastic PVC, right? Something like this.
Yeah.
We can change it to say something like black.
So how does it? Because obviously the effect in Substance, that the scene in Substance has to have a light source in it in order for the effect to appear. So when you are generating the maps for that, are they just flat?
You can create both flat and with the environment from the
Right. Okay.
Substance. It's up to you. It will have different effect in the studio.
Yeah.
Do I have such? Well, I have something like this. I try to make I don't know, connection with those two effects from Substance
Yeah.
and IMVU effect, right? So this dress has lights, as you can see, baked onto the
Oh, okay.
texture,
Yeah.
but it also uses the features like oh, that's not this one, like Shyness, right?
Right. Oh, right.
So
Okay.
this is Shyness based on the texture from the Substance painter.
Right.
I mean, it depends on you. You can like the effect or hate it, right? Because this one is just still image. It
Right.
doesn't move.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, here you have the effect of the so-called PVC.
Yeah.
It's just, it looks like this, but yeah. And over here on her bra, as you can see, this is just light baked
Yes.
in Substance Painter. You can avoid this by just, let me just check it. Metallic. Oh, not this layer. And which one was it? Roughness, I think. Yes, you can remove. Okay, you can see clouds right over
Right.
here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you increase roughness of the texture, as you can see, you can create something like this, and then you can import this texture to Studio
Right.
and apply Shyness.
Right.
All right. So you will have almost perfect texture for this um, piece of garment.
Yeah.
All right. So let me just remove this one and return to the texture. Did I just mess something up? No. Okay. So what else can we do with this one? Maybe I can just quickly show you exporting the normal map, and we will just create a new texture later on that we will import to Studio. So, okay, let me just go again. Just click File, Export Textures, and you usually want to choose this one. Document channels plus normal plus AO without alpha. If you want to make the texture with highlights and the environment from the Substance, you choose 2D view. It will just export this thingy as you can see here. But let's just return to the normal map, and you can choose output, PNGs, resolution, and export. And it's gonna create you a set of textures. As you can see, you got the normal map.
All right.
And let me just quickly check. I probably have the Bandu top here.
Yeah. Yeah, an
So,
equals so an equals saying that it's really hard to get the desired results when baking because of classics still being around.
yes.
It's so hard to get things looking good on both. So PVC, things like PVC are going to be tricky because obviously you can include the highlights to cater to classic, but those highlights will kind of ruin the effect in desktop beta, because they'll interfere with it. Yeah, so it ends up being a question of you do one for each platform, really.
Yeah, just submit two meshes, right? two projects, one for Classic and one for Studio.
Yeah.
And we have diffuse here. Oh, I didn't export the diffuse. Is it this one? Oh yeah, this is this one. What is it? Here. Okay, it doesn't. Oh, I was using the wrong map ID. Sorry, my
Oops.
mistake. Ah, no worries. It's just. Oh, it's only live stream, so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So as you can see, the shadows are here, right? Can I change it? Because the texture is not so good. Okay, yeah.
Well, there we go.
So you can see.
Yes.
It looks better now. All right. Of course, if you change your environment on IMVU, let's go to different room. And this is our favorite room for the streams because it got moving lights, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and you can see.
All right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I imagine that you can create nice pillows or I don't know throws with this kind of normal map.
Yeah.
With just flat surface, almost flat surface, of course, as far as pillow is
Which
not flat.
room unequal? Unequal says, can you please post a link to that room afterwards?
Oh, can I?
Is it which room? The one that we're in right now?
This is countdown. If you want to see this room, I'm not sure who created this one because I can't check it. I just receive it. So type countdown, and maybe you will find this room. This is decorated room, so maybe this was for VIPs.
Oh, VIP, yeah.
Probably. I'm not sure. No, I don't check who sends me.
Yeah, yeah.
So many rooms I haven't been in, so you just keep receiving
What was it?
them.
What was it called? Countdown.
Countdown, yes. Maybe you can find this.
Yeah, I'm just looking for it. Oh, there's actually quite a lot of rooms called Countdown.
Oh, that's gonna be problematic. Make a global. No, I can't just see the details of the creator.
Yeah, no worries. We'll drop a link in the in the chat somewhere.
Yeah, if you manage to find this.
Yeah, if we can figure out where it is.
Well, yeah, I will like this room. Someone just made a good job with these lights moving around, and it's good room for the showcase, right?
Yes.
So yeah, we can think with this in these terms when we create rooms. Okay, so let's just return to the substance. We haven't finished.
That is one thing actually about Studio is that it, in Classic you can you get the information for the room with the, you click on the icon and
yeah, you can go to open this product in browser, I think, and you can just
not in Studio. We haven't got that ability yet.
Yet, yeah. Hopefully, it will be in the future. All right, so let me just think. Did I want to show you something different here? Well, maybe I can remove this one. And if you created something on your own, let's say some kind of texture, or want to make just I don't know, pattern, import pattern, right? So you just go to your layer. Let me just create fill layer. Sorry, it should be fill layer. Turn everything off except height again, and you have height slot. So you get this. Let me just choose this one. You drag and drop this texture here, and it will just create normal map based on the pattern here. You can play with this, change the tiling of the texture, right?
Looks like a car tire.
Yeah. You can. Okay, so this is height of the texture.
So
yeah.
is that tiling across the UV seam? So you've got your UV map split into two sections.
Mm-hmm.
So is it tiling across without so that it connects up?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's the same tile, right? You can separate them by making ID map, right? So this one is gonna have different color and this one different color, and then you can make this one, or you can make a mask, right? You can mask it out,
Right.
and have different texture for the back,
Right.
or different size,
Yeah.
if you want, of course. So yeah, so those are two ways to introduce this one, but I think ID maps are widely used when it comes to making different texture on the same
Okay.
on the same texture.
Yeah.
I saw people using this, and I have to still learn about ID maps. I haven't used this one in the past, so yeah, we are still learning, right? Something new every day.
Yeah.
And we are learning from the users as well that post
Yeah.
interesting opinions and feedback
Yeah.
on everything.
Uh,
Okay, and
Hang on. Breno, just answering Breno's. Breno, making heads is out of. It's pretty complicated. It's not something that we're going to cover. Just so that that I was, because Breno was asking about making heads. That's something that's very complicated.
it's a lot of work, right?
Yes.
When you want to create a head.
Yeah.
I mean, it's of course doable, but
Yeah.
I think we will need more time when it comes to just introducing everything, and from hair, heads,
Yeah.
I don't know, body shapes,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
another cool feature of the substance that you can import or create your own, let's say, elements with normal maps. Something like, let me just load this. It's gonna take a while. Something, like this. This is a screw. This screw trunks. Oh, screw trunks hexagon. Okay, and just you can drag and drop this one over here, make it as normal map, and it's gonna appear here, right? So you can resize this
Okay.
one. Let me just do this different way. You can drag it, drop, normal. Okay, and now you can have it like this. So I think this feature is good when you create rooms for furniture, right? So you don't have to manually do this in Photoshop. You just drag and drop elements here, click export textures with the setup export, and in a second we are going to have the map. As you can see, this is the map, right, with the hexagon screw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just we still have time, so let's just try to make a nice check texture, and import this texture to IMVU. Unless you have any questions, guys.
Yeah,
Just ask.
I think they're commenting as we go.
Yeah, I think that maps are not that something that you can I don't know, be eager about.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very nice to have, of course, and we should use them in
Yes.
Studio. Of course, not abuse them, right?
Yes.
Use them with head and generate the maps with also head, right, without the colors as well. Okay, so let's quickly return, and I want to create some knit. Do I have knit here. Not this one. Okay, I think it's this one. Yes, this is neat texture, and we can make normal map of this texture as well. Let me just make it smaller. Offset no. Pattern, wavy effect. Without this one, stray hair, football, and color. And we can add 2 different colors. All right. So I think people always ask about the neat textures, right?
Yes.
Because it's very hard to achieve good effect on IMVU with the neat texture.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of color can we go with? I don't know. Is it okay? Yeah, should be good. And let's just okay. This one. Wrong one. Sorry. I'm just messing things up again.
That's all right.
Okay, let's go again. And this for this one. All right. And let's just go with darker color. All right. So we have something like this. Right, this is neat texture.
Nice.
You can change tiling as well. So yeah, smaller, bigger. I think this one.
Yeah, so that's the limitation of well, I say limitation. That's the challenge with using normal maps is that when you decrease the, so like you were doing there, when you decrease the resolution, you lose. It just becomes noise.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
the image becomes noise. So it's a question of, you know, do you go for realism, you know, actual realism, or do you approximate it and keep the resolution relatively high?
Yeah.
Or so the image is, so you get bigger image, a bigger stitching or effect, rather than going for the smaller ones, which is just ends up being background noise.
Yeah, exactly. That's the pain of the creators, right? So
Yes.
you have to sacrifice something.
Yes.
And I usually saw the items with bigger textures, and it looks better, right? And
Yes.
not only texture, but also the mesh. Some meshes are bigger, right?
Yes.
Some parts, let's say like zip locks,
Yes.
zip heads, right? So
yeah.
So you have to, you know, sacrifice something for the better look and of course performance.
Yes.
On IMVU. So I think we have everything we wanted to do here. We can just export the texture, and we're using this one. And
so that's going to export the diffuse and the normal map.
Yes, and I will show you 2 versions of the diffuse maps. So this is one. This one is of the. It should export diffuse flat diffuse map. Let me just quickly check. Yes, this is flat without any highlights,
right.
Without shadows.
Yeah.
But we have normal map, and we have 2 versions of normal map. Let me compare. This on the left side is OpenGL generated normal map, and this one is just standard normal map.
Okay.
All right. So this is the advantage of this one, and you choose which one you want to use. Let me go to the studio. Okay, enlarge this one. Choose proper slot for the texture. And I have to go there. Where is it? It's on the not here. Here. Can I use this to navigate in Studio? Yes, I can. All right. So this is
diffuse.
Diffuse, yes, flat diffuse and normal. Let's go with the standard map.
Yeah.
Normal map, of course, and preview it. And where is my avatar? Here. All right. So as you can see, don't pay attention to the. Let me just change the pose, because some creators create different pose and they don't look good
Yeah,
in
it
Studio.
just distorts the mesh. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it distorts the mesh in various ways. Let me change just the avatar for the maybe this one.
Hold on a moment whilst I change into something more comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Oh, yeah, it looks better now. So this is the normal diffuse map and normal
Yeah,
map.
you can't really
made
see. Yeah, that's very subtle.
very, very subtle.
Yeah,
Let's go with the OpenGL normal map. There should be big difference. Should be, of course. Oh, yeah,
oh yeah,
as you can see. Right. Of course, in different rooms, you will have different
yes,
effects.
yeah,
But you can see the how angles of the normal maps just
yeah,
shine when the light comes and goes.
yeah.
But let me just go and do something you ask about. So this is export texture, but I will export only diffuse textures based on the environment of Substance Painter. So export, open, and as you can see, this got highlights and shadows, right? So this is the flat one we are using now.
Right.
And this is
Yeah,
with pre-baked
yeah,
lighting
yeah,
and everything else, Shyness. And if you set metallic, it's gonna have metallic
yeah.
properties of the mesh, of these textures. Sorry. All right. So let's just quickly apply and compare the different results and preview. Oh yeah, I think it looks even better in my opinion.
Yeah, well, yeah, it does, but that's because it's got directional lighting baked into the texture, and of course, within a dynamic environment, that causes a little.
Yeah, I mean you have the normal map that
Yeah,
gives depth, and you have textures that it's
yeah,
already pre-baked, and it's good effect, I think. Just let me quickly change the room, but I think the room is dark as well.
get a bit of a
Um,
discombobulation.
all right. Oh, it doesn't make any difference here. Let me go to maybe just standard room, right? Okay, yeah. There is no moving light here, so as you can see.
Yeah,
And of course you can apply shyness, right, to the
yes,
map. I mean, usually you don't have a shining neat texture, right?
yeah,
I think. I mean, unless you make, I don't know, that the thread from something that shines. And I didn't show one more thing, and this is online map generator, and you create these maps on the fly using your browser. In this case, Chrome, however you want to pronounce this one, and you import your textures. This is tutorial 3. Oh, I haven't exported this one, so let me quickly copy this and paste here. I don't want to change the name of this. Okay, let's go with this one. So this software, I mean, this website creates normal maps for you that you can play with. The effect is not bad at all. Let
mm.
me just quickly change it to plain. Yeah, and you can change the level of the
Yeah. So that's a little bit
normal.
like Crazy Bump.
Yeah, with this difference that it's online.
Oh yes, yes,
um, and yeah, you need internet access, right? So if you
yes. Well,
create
I mean,
offline,
obviously, yeah, because if you're creating for IMVU, you're going to have internet access, so you
yeah,
should be able to get access to that.
yeah, and you can create displacement which is not used. Ambient occlusion. I mean, you can use ambient as specular as guess. It's not a big difference. But
Yeah,
let me just quickly save the specular. Because I wanna show you something as well. As I said, are covering the Shyness map right now.
Yes.
But I mean, we are not going to create another live stream of this about Shyness map, right?
No.
Because it will take 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's import Shyness and preview. Oh, let me just reset this scene. Okay, and now
Oh
we
yeah.
have
You
Shyness.
can see it.
Let me just increase this, maybe 20 should be enough. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, this is made of PVC, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
made of PVC. So yeah, this is what were talking about, the PVC texture.
Yeah.
So you could just create this with ease without problems.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not bad. Of course, you can add emission, and I'm just experimenting here. Emission. Can we do this?
It should work.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for a rave clothing,
Yeah.
right? If you go to the
LED glow in the dark. Yeah.
party. I mean, I imagine you can create animations, right, based on the emission. Could you create this one? But it
Yeah.
would take.
It's
I mean,
yeah.
it would take time because you need cycling.
Yeah. Or scroll. Yeah. You should be able to do it. Yeah.
It would take a lot of time to make this, but it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible. Nice. So yeah. Okay. Let's just add another one. And yeah, I think that's all when it comes to. Oh my, what's that?
Interesting.
Whoa, I haven't seen this on IMVU before.
Right.
The
So if you
default
disable,
texture.
yeah, if you disable emission.
Yeah. And oh,
That's interesting.
because the emission is the texture of the emission is like this. Can I put this?
No, emission has to be grayscale image.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. No, nothing
So
happens. So yeah.
that's weird.
That's very weird.
Maybe we broke it.
Yeah. Let me just put white here. Oh no, I should add. Yeah, this is emission, iridescence, unassign. Yeah, so we are discovering, or we are on uncharted territory, right here.
Try turning down the Fresnel reflection.
I mean, turn it off or down.
Well, either or. Just see what it does.
Let me just press. I mean, make it 0. Oh, nothing happens. Maybe iridescence.
Oh, it's probably because of the texture animation slot.
Yeah, it is. It is. Nice. You got a good eye. Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Scroll down. Scroll. Well, if you enable texture animation but just don't apply it. Yes. So the cell size 32 pixels by 32 pixels.
Yeah,
so that's what it was doing. It's mapping the entire thing to 32 pixels within the texture.
And that's why we had such weird texture there.
Yeah, so if you were going to do an animated glowy thing, you'd have to make sure that you set your texture, your UV maps up correctly with respect to the cell size.
In our case, we would need to do this. I mean, it just theoretically.
Yeah.
Right. If you have only one cell, right?
Yeah.
And it should probably work. Yeah. It works because nothing happens.
Yeah.
But if you change this to 2 cells, it should be looking weird.
Yeah.
Right? Should be.
Oh, we didn't. Did we enable? Oh, we didn't enable emission though. Or is it the Fresnel's reflection?
Everything is turned off. So.
Oh, my eyes.
Okay, so that. me just check it, and yeah. But just we are just playing around with
That's
features.
interesting.
So. All right. Well, let's do scrolling. Can we scroll that? Well, it doesn't. It won't look good, right? Does it scroll?
Oh, direction. You've got to set a direction.
Oh. Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, yeah, it's quite nice. I mean, of course, you would need to have, let's
Yes.
say, like
Yeah, you'd set your
seamless,
texture up. Yeah.
seamless texture, and it would look nice. I mean, I can imagine for neons something like this,
Yes.
or maybe for scrolling text.
Scrolling text, yeah, on the sign, yeah.
Good idea. Yeah, we are getting nice ideas here.
Yeah, good thinking, Batman.
Yeah, we were talking about the normal mask, but we are talking about neons.
No, but it's interesting because you can still see the normalized effect on the well to the edges. Obviously, when you're flat on looking at it. Yeah,
Okay, so
interesting.
what else I wanted to show you? You already saw this one, so maybe this one. This dress is just flat, right? Without any, I mean, with few bumps, right, over here, as you can see. This
Right.
is 3D, but the rest of the dress is just 2D. But thanks to normal maps and Shyness, of course.
Yes.
I don't know why I have emission here, but maybe that's a bug of the IMVU. I did it when I submitted the dress. The emission was not existent here, so
Oh,
I
right.
don't know. Yeah, I know why. So let me just remove the unassign, and you will see how the texture will look in
Right.
classic without Shyness, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is huge difference when you apply the normal map. And yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and I think that covers everything. I think there is nothing more to show or tell, unless I forgot about something.
No, well, that's about an hour and a little bit, so that's pretty good.
It's longer than I expected.
Yeah, well, when you start talking about normal maps and the different applications that you can use,
I forgot to mention about this one, but you already saw it. So yeah, you can use it, and
yes,
it's quite a good one.
Yeah.
You can use for your everyday normal and specular map creating. Yeah, and yeah, that covers everything, I guess.
Right.
You can of course create those maps in Blender and 3D Studio, right?
Yes, yeah.
As well as far as I know, but I stopped creating normal maps in 3D Studio.
Well, I mean, if you've got Substance.
Yeah. Substance, and also in 3D Studio Max, the baking textures is already obsolete. I mean, it's not used anymore, and it's, I think, render to texture it's called now.
Right.
In the latest 3D Studio Max, I think
Right.
2001. I mean 21. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Any questions, remarks on this tutorial, live stream? Let's just close everything and.
Breno, IMVU client will be down soon for keeping it. Yes. Eventually, Classic will be mothballed because it's a 32-bit app. So, I mean, you can continue making content for Classic whilst it exists, but at some point in the future, we're not quite sure. IMVU isn't sure on the date, apparently, based on what they've been saying in their news releases and in the creator forums, that Classic will eventually be mothballed. It'll be taken offline because it's a 32-bit app, and it won't work on. Well, it'll probably still work on Windows, I guess. I'm not sure unless they actually lock out all 32-bit apps, which I think they are doing in Windows 11. So if you upgrade to Windows 11, you might find that Classic just won't run. So yes, if you're going to continue with your creating, you're going to have to get used to Studio and desktop beta and or mobile app.
Yeah, I recommend just going to Studio and trying it out.
Yeah.
You might find it very pleasant to work, and of course, it doesn't have all the features as we said as classic client, but it's just constantly updated, right?
Yes.
So the IMVU engineers focusing on the Studio, not on the classic client. So
yeah. Well,
I
there's
mean,
no point. Yeah, there's no point in. I mean, obviously, aside from major security issues, if there
of
are
course,
any,
yeah.
but from this point on, it's going to be Studio and desktop beta and the mobile apps.
Yeah. And you can, as far as I know, you can use the IMVU in browser, right? In Chrome and other internet.
Yes.
Browsers,
Yes.
and you can
Yes.
do peer review in browsers as well.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
So
they've introduced that now as well. So, I mean, basically, Classic is just going to be made obsolete because 32-bit app, 64-bit environment, insecure. So they're just, it's not IMVU that's doing this. Just to be clear, it's not IMVU doing this. It's Microsoft and Apple. They are killing 32-bit apps because they're not as secure as 64-bit. So this has nothing to do with IMVU. It's just IMVU is having to do something to sort that issue out. Well, that's good.
yeah, I think so many Mac users had problems, right? With
Yes.
IMVU
Yeah.
in
Well,
the past.
that's the thing. Mac killed 32-bit apps
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of forced IMVU's hand. But now Microsoft and Windows, they're getting rid of 32-bit apps as well. So, you're going to have to get used to it at some point.
I agree that technology advances so fast, so we have to keep the pace and just
Yeah.
learn new things, right?
Yeah.
Like we are learning
Yeah.
Substance. People switching to Blender as well because it's more powerful now
Yeah.
than it was before.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
Right. Well, I guess we can call it. That's an hour and 20 minutes. So that's pretty good.
Not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
So
At all.
we'll call it quits there. And we've got this will be a regular thing for the next couple of months. So, we'll be doing these streams every Monday as best as we can, covering different topics relative to, Marvelous Designer, 3D Studio Max, Substance Painter, and all the other bits and pieces, as well as obviously IMVU Studio. So what's the subscribe, smash the
Leave a like.
Yeah, that and all of that stuff. You know what to do. You've been hanging around.
And if you have ideas for the tutorials or for the live stream,
Yes.
just don't forget to leave them in comments or
Yes.
on the CatBits Discord server.
Yes.
Be sure to visit this server, and you can learn something new from all people.
Yes.
From creators.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right then. Thanks for that, Kiroi. And
yeah, thank you very much for having me today.
It's very interesting. And we shall. Thanks for lurking, lurkers. Obviously, thanks Breno and Unequal for the questions. And we shall see you on the next CIR number 4. So bye for now.
Next Monday. See you guys. Bye bye.